I'm waiting, I guess she's tweeting, I guess she confess she thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom sex, best again, spontaneous. Our stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as a rise like fireworks.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third edition of the After the Storm broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Clark. And I think we're having some more issues, but we're going to try to see if this works through. Anyway, welcome to the third edition. Thunder won the game 102-99 tonight, avenging that 152-79 beatdown that they gave us on December the 2nd. A couple of things stand out is that they shot 62% in that game. They shot 38% tonight. We shot 32% and 42% tonight. Thunder improved to 10-19, and like I said, in our very first live stream, I love our Thunder. I love what we're doing. I like the team. I think we still have a few little things we got to work out, just like this podcast or just like this live stream. We got some things we got to work out, but I promise you, each and every week we're going to get better, and all the things we're doing is going to improve. And I appreciate you watching and giving me your feedback to kind of help me get this done. Okay, now to the game. I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and I liked everything that I saw for the pretty much. I mean, when they got out to a big lead on us 13-2. Then what did the Coach D do? And one thing I loved, he made a substitution. He put in Terrence Mann, Shea. He had Poku, Williams, and Baisley. And the Thunder came back, made a nice little run. And what did we do? Shot selection, handled the defense on the perimeter, and limited to transition baskets, which is something that we're going to talk about, I believe, all year long. Shot selection, transitional baskets, giving them up, and getting transition baskets, and perimeter defense. I think that's something we're going to talk about all year long, and it's going to, depending on how the Thunder goes, it's going to depend on what we do. Anyway, at the end of the first quarter, Thunder did a really good job. We were only down 28-16. We did a good job of closing the gap. I thought we were going to get another beatdown, but the Thunder were very resilient. They played very hard. They took care of business on the defensive side. And Coach D, man, I really like Coach D and what he's doing and the things that he's added to our program or added to the team and just different substitution patterns that they made. Some people go, does it matter what kind of coach you have? Sure. Substitution patterns matter. Things matter on how you do stuff. Hey, it's what you do, okay? That's the head coach's job, is to manage the game. Now, when we look at the second quarter, we came out, perimeter defense, shot selection, transitional D, and the thing is trying not to do things that we're not capable of doing. Now, when we do that, we fall behind. When we're winning, we do both, okay? Now, when I looked at the second quarter, we came back, we did a lot of great things. What did we do? Shot selection, took care of the basketball, made sure we made good shots. Transitional defense, we didn't allow them to get in transition. We didn't allow John Morant to get in and get some easy baskets, taking us on the dribble, getting the crowd all involved. And one thing we did do is we kept the crowd out of the game tonight for the most part. Okay? And then offensive guys, hey, don't do more than what you're capable of. I understand that. You got to try to make baskets and stuff. But, hey, Shea, that's your job. Giddy, that's your job. It's to step up, make plays, and let everybody else get into the floor of the offense. When you get into the floor of the offense and your main guy's doing it, hey, it makes it really, really easy for everybody else's game to get off because they're not trying to do more than they're capable of doing. And when you do that, guess what you have? Turnovers, transitional baskets on the other side, block shots. And we did a great job of block shots. Baisley, you did it. You did amazing. And once we do that, those are things that happen. That's what allows you to have a 50-47 lead at half. Simply because of those simple things, okay? What do I talk about? All day long, all night long is what I see is transitional defense. Our perimeter defense is terrible. But it's getting better, and we do have stretches where we do play better. Tonight we did a very good job of in our transitional D and perimeter defense because we have no shot blocker. We have nothing. But Baisley was our guy tonight, and maybe that's something we need to look at. I mean, what do you have, 6 blocks, I think, 7 blocks? Maybe that's something we need to look at is making him play inside. Hey, bro, we don't need you to go out there trying to shoot a bunch of threes. We don't need you to try to take people on the dribble, trying to take them out to bounce to score. Hey, that's not your game. We don't need that from you. What we need is you to stand back, play some defense, maybe score in transition, which you're very good at, but trying to take and go through the defense and try to do crossovers and spin, bro, that's not your game, okay? Yes, I see that you want it to be that game, but that's what you're doing. You're pressing. And when you start pressing and you're trying to do more than you're capable of doing that's outside of your skill set, turnovers happen. Dort, the same thing. You start doing things, you start getting in a hurry, guess what happens? Bad things. Now, what happened in the third quarter? We started making great decisions. We kept them from transitional baskets. An excellent defense. And what we did is we quit giving up baskets in the side of the lane. Okay? We didn't give up baskets inside. What we did is we forced them to shoot more threes, and guess what they were? Contested. We got out, put our hands up, kept them in. And I love what the Thunder was doing with that, and I was really, really happy. And then the main thing is the third quarter, what happened? Shea was aggressive. Shea was being selfish. And I don't mean selfish as in the Westbrook selfish. I mean selfish in that you've got to get your points. And because you're our leader, you're the main guy. So when you're the main guy, the pressure's on you. So if you do get easy baskets or you are creating easy shots, guess what happens? The defense collapses on you. You kick it out. You got Masala knocking down threes. You got Giddey knocking down threes. And then you had Dort knocking down a couple threes. And Dort is decent at that if he can just catch and shoot. When he tries to go out and shoot 40-foot step backs, bro, that's not your game. Your game is perimeter, taking it to the basket, being physical. That's your game. And I like what he did tonight. Now, when we come back and we build a big lead, what happens? Stop making bad decisions, as in shot selections. Can't guard on the perimeter. Giving up easy baskets to the deal. Not playing great defense as far as forcing them to do things that they're not wanting to do. Not allowing them to get to the basket and get easy shots. Not letting them draw in and then get wide open threes. Those are things that got us the lead. Those are things that allowed them to come back and make it 74-72 at halftime or after the third quarter. Now, fourth quarter, this is when everything happens, okay? We came out, basically did a good job of being a rim protector, going in and blocking a couple shots right off the bat and letting them know, hey, not in our house tonight. Oh, well, excuse me, not in your house. You ain't coming inside and handling your business. We're going to bush. You know what, I can't say that word, but anyway, we're going to do that. Now, early in the fourth, we were shooting and we were doing everything. Giving up. We were making layups, making great passes each other, setting the ball up. Why? Ball movement, shot selection, not doing more than you're capable of. Those are the things that as long as the Thunder do those things, they're going to be successful. But once you get out of that, once you get out of your shot selection, you start trying to do things that you can't do. And when does that usually occur? When we're not making easy baskets or when we haven't scored 3 or 4 times in a row. Then all of a sudden, some guy who's really a role player, he's out there trying to take the ball one-on-one and go out and shoot layups. Hey, no. Understand your game. Understand your role. Your role is not to be the leader. Your role is to take and be an assist guy. Your role is to take that, ball comes off, you shoot the open three when you get it. You knock down the mid-range. You shoot the floater. You shoot the teardrop. Whatever your little game is, that's what you do. You don't try to take it and go between the defense, and you're not Ja Morant. You know, you're not Shea Gillis. You're not doing that. And I might say Giddey, he did a good job of that tonight. Now, by doing that, we were down 87-89 with 4 minutes to go in the game. Okay? And what I did is I broke down the last 10 possessions of the game. Okay? 89-87. Williams tries to take the ball to the basket. Guess what happens? Off his foot, turnover. Second, come down, made a basket. Great ball movement, kicked the ball out, knocked down the shot. Third possession, ball movement. Boom, Shea Gillis hits Williams for a 3, ball movement. Fourth, what do we try to do? Go back and somebody try to make a play. Turnover, bam, here you go. Fifth possession. We got a nice easy basket in transition. Shea Gillis, boom, finished at the basket. What do? Block shot on one side, come down again, make a nice transition, get an easy basket. Sixth possession. Once again, ball select, ball movement. Shea Gillis had the ball in his hand, moving around. Giddey had the ball in his hands. Boom. Drive, draw, dish, 3 by Muscala. And that's all he can really do. Seventh possession. SGA, great. Transition, boom. Nice Giddey block. Basically on the block, comes down, makes a nice pass in transition. Giddey, nice easy layup. Boom, we score again. 8. And I want to say this about Coach D, and I don't know other than Scotty Brooks, I don't remember short guy ever making any plays as far as when we run out of bounds. I can't remember how many times we've scored off Coach D's out of bounds plays versus the guy that we had before Coach D. I don't really remember him making a lot of great plays on out of bounds. And Scott Brooks made some, but I don't remember him. You have KD. What do you need? Get him the ball, and one of the greatest finishers in the history of the game. He's going to take care of business. So anyway, great out of bounds play, nice easy basket by SGA. Ninth possession. Boom, here we go. SGA shoots, gets fouled. What does he get? Oh, excuse me. SGA want to steal, comes down, knocks 2 free throws. We're up 98-95. Come back down. Giddey gets fouled, knocks down 1 of 2, up 195. Then all of a sudden, you know how that goes at the end of the game. You foul, you make free throws, you miss free throws, you go back and forth. That's what happens. But the Thunder did a great job, and they just, quite frankly, Memphis ran out of time. The Thunder did a good job of knocking down free throws. When you look at it, Shea Gillis went 2 for 2, Giddey was 1 for 1, and Dorf was 1 for 1. So I don't know how good I don't know how good that was, but 4 for 6, I will take it down the stretch for the Thunder to get a 102-99 victory. Now, that being said, like I said, the Thunder and what we're doing and what we're capable of are two totally different things. What we're doing is, when we're successful, we're stopping the ball in transition. We're getting easy transition baskets. Basically did a great job of blocking, which I told you that's one thing we need is a rim protector. And he was all of that tonight. And that's something that maybe we need to look at, him putting him in the middle, blocking shots, even though he's thin and he needs a good 25 or 30 more pounds. But I think that's not what he wants. He wants to go out and he wants to shoot threes and be a stretch 4. I don't know if he's capable of actually doing that. I don't know if he shoots the ball well enough, and he definitely doesn't take it off the bounce enough to be able to finish at the basket. Now, he does make plays every now and then if there is a seam that he got to go. But then, once again, you got to understand and be able to see, okay, I passed the ball, I had maybe an opportunity that time. Next time I get it, they get in that same defensive slot, bam, I know I got this little slot, this little groove. I can get in, I can get that easy basket. Maybe that's something he needs to understand. Pick and choose when you can go to the basket since you don't have that skill. Dort, he's like our new Westbrook, okay? That's what he reminds me of. Okay, he plays hard 100%, but what does he do? He makes dumb mistakes. He takes dumb. He makes like he took a 3 from 30 feet. You hit a couple of threes before that. Now you're a 3-point shooter. No, understand your role. And what I look about tonight, what I liked is Shea Gillis ended up with, I think it was 24. Giddey had 19. Dort had 11. To me, that's the recipe for Oklahoma City's success. Dort, 10 to 12 points a game. Giddey needs to be averaging 17, 18, 19 points a game. Shea Gillis, I think you need to be up around 25. 23 is okay. You need to be up around 25 to 27. And what happens is the more you score, the easier it is for everybody else not to try to play outside of what they're capable of doing. And if you do that, that's going to be an extremely great recipe for us to win. Next thing is, on the defense, guys, you have to go out. I know the guys are going to go to the basket, go out, but we can't just go out and just let guys get to the basket. You can't back up off of him because if you back up off a talented NBA player, guess what he's going to do? He's going to knock down, he's going to take a jump shot. Then all of a sudden, he just took a jump shot, so he's going to give you a head fake. What you going to do? You're going to run at him, boom, he's gone by you. Okay? So you got to play him up straight up front like look Dort. That's what I love about Dort. He's in your grill from the second one. Everybody else needs to get up in the grill. You can't back off. We know we don't have anybody back there, so we're trying to play off. Well, you can't play off against these guys. They're too physical, too athletic, too talented to be able to do that. You got to go up and you got to guard them. You got to put your arm on them to try to at least make them throw up some kind of shot or pass it out and then rotate on defense, not give up an easy baskets, which in the second quarter is exactly what we did to get back into the ball game. Okay, we slow down. We did not give up any easy baskets. Every shot was contested, unlike the first half or the first quarter where they were shooting, everything was wide open. That's what you do. That's how you win. Third thing, understanding shot selections. You don't go and just throw up anything. We run a good offense. We have a good chance for everybody to get a wide open 15-foot. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a mid-range jump shot. Especially if you're 6'9", 6'8". Williams, take the mid-range. Derek Favors understands what his role is. Derek Favors understands what his strengths are. Derek Favors understands, boom, I'm going to knock this down from 15. Masala, what do you do? He's a three-point shooter. Not from 30, but from right there on the line, he can knock that down. Now, was he going to give up on the other side? He ain't going to rebound. Okay, because he's just too soft. It's not his game. His game is to try to stretch the floor, knock down the 3. So at the end of games, I know you have to have some height in there, but he ain't. What's he going to do? Is he going to get your rebound? No, he's going to give up more than he's going to get. They're just going to bully him down low. So you got to kind of watch that. Lou Dort. You got to just give the ball up to SGA. Don't try to go up and do a bunch of scoring, knock down a bunch of threes, do all that. Bro, you've taken more shots than anybody else on the team as far as threes are concerned. Yes, you are shooting 33% or whatever, but you got to slow down and understand. Hey, if I make a couple threes, that doesn't make me a 3-point shooter. What that meant is I got to wide up a shot based on somebody else from the top of the key or the baseline or the wing. Okay, that's what that meant. So if you're getting that, hey, you got to shoot that. But at the same time, if you've just missed 3 or 4 in a row, you're not a shooter. You can't have that mentality. You got to just step in, take a mid-range, get your rhythm, get fouled, come back. And I tell my kids all the time, or I used to tell them all the time when I coached, hey, if you missed a couple shots, the best thing for you, be aggressive, get to the free throw line, get your rhythm, then step back out there and knock down shots. That's how you get it. That's how you score. Giddy, you have to be more aggressive like you were tonight. You've got to go to the basket. You've got to knock down threes. You've got to be aggressive. That's what you've got to do. You can't look to pass the ball all the time. You've got to average 18, 20 points or 17 to 20 points a game. You have to. For us to be successful, for us to win, that's what you have to do. Shea Gillis, like I said earlier, you have to average 23 to 25 points a game, bro. Got to, okay? Your presence, you are our leader. The more you do, the better you are, the better our team runs. It's just the way it is on every NBA team, on every football team, baseball, whatever. The best player, the team runs through him or her, depending on if you're playing women's basketball or whatever. Your best player, everything, when your best player is hot, your best player is rolling, guess what? Everybody else doesn't feel like, oh, I got to do something. I got to make something happen. And then you create chaos, you create turnovers. Boom, transition baskets the other way, which we know is our Achilles heel, is giving up transition baskets. If you cut that out, then you know what you can do. Then you can win games. But that's what the Thunder has to do. And like I said, tonight was a great way. And I think, what are we now, 5-2 in one possession games, I think is what it is now. And what that basically tells you is you're handling your business down the stretch for the most part. Okay? Like 10-19, hey, you well above the watermark of what we thought was going to happen. Now, the over and under was 25. I said 27 or 28 games. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy, okay? But I still think that's what I believe we're going to be at, 27, 28, maybe 29 games. That's kind of what I think will happen, where we will be at, but we shall see. But anyway, thanks again for watching After the Storm. I hope this was informative. Remember, go to YouTube and hit subscribe and like, and then check us out on Facebook and Twitch. And then also, I just want to say we're going to be starting a couple other shows. The Unpopular Hour, which will be a daily morning sports show, which we'll be talking about all kinds of different sports. And then every Wednesday, we will have the Unpopular Hour featuring Women Only Wednesday. Wow, Women Only Wednesday. And that will be, just like I said earlier, it'll be for women who know about sports for you to call in, and it'll be for women who don't understand about sports, who want to know more, and you won't have somebody belittling you or looking at you down because you asked what you might think is a dumb question. There are no dumb questions. And just think about this. Your boyfriend or your husband or your fiance or your significant other, whomever it might be, they're going to appreciate the fact that you are learning, and they're going to appreciate the fact that you know about sports. They're going to like that. It's a good thing, okay? Like I said, Unpopular Hour, Women Over Wednesday, and After the Storm. Thanks again. I'm your host, Matt Clark.